Hi everybody, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
And this is Catch Up Packets. Today we are watching Season 2, Episode 3 of The Expanse, Static. What do you think static means, Nate?
Well, static is a type of electricity.
Yes, it also means stationary or unchanging.
Yep. Which they seem to have sort of cut off a bunch of their plot lines that they could have gone on. They killed the scientist at the end of the first one. I want to know more about that.
They killed
all the people who were plugged into the machine thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe that means that the plot becomes static from here on out, and it's just kind of them just walking around and going about their business, and nothing else happens in this episode.
No, I'm not sure that's what's going to happen.
I don't think so.
If you can hear, I'm thinking that the people can probably hear the dryer running. There's noises. That's the dryer. Don't worry about that.
And if you can't hear it, we didn't even say anything.
Yeah, I'll cut this maybe, or I'll leave it in anyway. Who cares? Yeah, I don't think this plot's going to be static.
You don't think so?
I think things will continue to happen. Yeah, so last time, like you just said, they got to the station, they killed most of the people there.
Yeah.
But they were getting revenge for, number one of the pods just got blown up.
That's right.
Also, Eros, these are belters. They see this as the people who are responsible for Eros.
Yeah.
It's like if you got a chance to go right to the terrorist responsible for 9/11 right afterwards, you would be hard-pressed not to just kill them. Who cares what they can tell you?
Even if they were shooting paintballs at you.
Exactly, right. Well, and people in the comments were explaining the guards on that station had paintballs because they were there to control those crazy scientists that were hooked in and that attacked everybody. Like, those scientists were crazy people, and so they needed guards, but guards with non-lethal weapons, because it's like in a prison where any weapon you have to assume an inmate will get their hands on one at some point, so you don't have real guns, and so they weren't prepared to defend against a boarding party. And so again, why do you shoot at them in that case? Just stay quiet or put your hands up.
Don't shoot.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
But Diogo, one or the other, that's that kid. It was pointed out to us that we'd seen him twice. He's not just the kid who was stealing water in Miller's Saw. Do you remember where else we saw him?
No.
He got put out into space in a suit so his uncle could throw rocks at the Martian patrol.
Goodness gracious.
Same kid. Yeah.
That makes sense. Now I remember.
So he really thinks he's invincible by now, I think. So
yeah, he's been through a lot. He's kind of slipped through every single time.
It could be a running gag that he just is constantly, should die and doesn't. That could be interesting,
Yeah. Well, now that you said that, he probably dies this episode.
Yeah, but we were predicting his death constantly last week. So. Fred Johnson almost got won over by Dresden, it seemed like, didn't he? Like, he was prepared to sort of buy what he was selling, and I don't know, that might cause some friction.
Miller ended that, though.
Yes, he did. Good job, Miller.
Nope.
And
Dresden was talking like an evil psychopath.
Right, but I'm guessing that Jon Snow and Tyrese might be upset about not being able to get all the information that Dresden could give them,
Yeah, I would be. But yeah, he was just looking too friendly about it.
Exactly, yeah. Plus, we know he's a guy who changes allegiances, or at least Miller knows that, so you don't want to let any budding allegiance change happen.
I, as a viewer, wish that he maybe would have lived a little longer, because I liked the talking head expository. Just give us information, because this is really interesting and I want to know more, but
if you inhabit their world, he's dangerous.
I can see why he's no longer good to have being an alive person.
Definitely. All right, well, I think enough rambling. Let's watch Static.
Let's see what happens with this.
All right. Without further ado. Oh, stealth ships. Or missiles.
They look like missiles, yeah. Oh, UN missiles.
Was that the UN logo?
Yeah.
That's Mars. Oh, they're about to blow up the moon, right? Sir,
Is that what, yep.
Are you suggesting we blow up the moon? Deimos destroyed, did it say? They blew up the whole thing?
Seems unnecessary.
That can't be right, is it?
Small moon.
That will cause a meteor shower
Seems like it.
What?
They ruined our goddamn sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is...
That's aggressive.
It is. And this chick's not gonna like that.
Right, Arthur?
What do you call me?
Oh, you heard me.
Not today!
Yeah, chill out.
Soldier, we need to train. War is coming.
Commenters were saying that she's like 7 feet tall in the books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it would be like to lose the moon? Our moon. To never see it in the night sky again?
Yeah.
That's a pretty devastating attack.
Dot, same as Venus is to us.
Oh, really?
But Arjun and the grandkids.
Can you barely see it from the surface?
Yeah, well, so what?
There's still the knowledge that it was there and now it's gone.
Yeah,
you know?
jeez.
You're writing your history. Mars had 2 moons until, you know.
Yeah, right.
Did you know that Martian Marines always train at 1G Earth gravity? They fly at the speed of war. It won't end out there.
This could be our last chance to win, Christian. It's like you always said.
So he sees that Earth and Mars war is inevitable. Earth can win now, or we can delay, and Earth will lose later. That's what he sees as the choice. You know?
Now it seems inevitable, though. I mean,
Right,
was it
but
really
he saw it
before?
as, you know, the 2 planets in the solar system with Earth, with human populations on them, they're gonna go to war, is what he,
Yeah.
is his understanding, I guess. You know,
He
and I
would.
can't totally fault him for thinking that way.
Yeah, I guess not. Seems like historically.
Like, if we do it now, we'll win. If we wait 100 years, they'll beat us, is what he thinks, because they are more hardcore. If they train in 1G all the time, that would maybe explain why that character would be extra tall if she's like been training since she was very young, since like before puberty, and then being in heavier gravity, but then living in Martian gravity.
Yep.
There's less resistance, you know?
Yep, that makes sense.
Who knows?
I feel like humans would just grow extra tall in low G in any case, but
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. It'd also be hard to find actors that fit that bill. So.
Let's check our thruster packs. Spins about 40 meters a second. It'll be a hell of a job when we leave the ship.
Gonna take more than a couple of band-aids to get the Rossi back.
Spin back? 40 meters a second. I don't know what that means. Space stuff.
Yeah, space flying terms. We're not familiar. We don't have to be.
Hey! I don't want him anywhere near the prisoners!
He won't be. Get these people to hold.
Wait, what? Oh, they're mad at Miller because Miller killed Dresden. Yeah.
Dozens of ships leave here every day. Pick one, and I'll get you on it. It's time for you to go.
I have my gun back.
No, you cannot.
Is he really going to be cast aside by these characters? Go somewhere else?
I think they need him. They just don't know it yet.
Captain had us clean out your quarters. Naomi dropped a few cancer med charges in there for you.
It's a quick turnaround from Jim, who was before being like, no, leave your stuff. It'll be when you
Yeah.
get back, you know. No, never mind. This sounds like the song from Watchmen that Looking Glass uses to interrogate the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You and me, we're a lot alike. We've been around. But the captain, well, he's as close to righteous as he gets out.
Look at this whole bottle.
You're out. You keep picking fights with the wrong people.
I think Amos is my favorite. If I had to pick
Yeah,
one.
he's definitely... seems reasonable in his own way.
What's Miller looking for now? Oh, Julie's necklace? Is that what that is?
Is it a rosary? Yeah, it is Julie's.
It's not a rosary. Not nearly enough beads.
Yeah.
I figured we'd order a lot of room service.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. He's not in the mood.
He shot an unarmed man right in the head.
An unarmed mass murderer.
Yeah.
Naomi is right.
We could have used them.
We could have what? Worked out a deal? With a man who casually murdered countless Belters. A man who was a threat to all human life.
Mm-hmm.
What I have to do now is clean up his mess.
What mess? Isn't this all like the most under the radar it could possibly be?
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of open and shut.
So what, you sleep on the dock?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Come. You stay with me. You one of us now. This way.
Is that kid gonna become like a major part?
Yeah, I kind of hope so. I like him.
Yeah.
You look like you could blow off some steam. I see you're from some rock. Care to put the ball to the wall? Pashang ya.
Oh, here we go. Future sports.
Yay!
He was in the data center, so we're going to interrogate him first. He has to know more about the protomolecule than anyone else.
Not more than Dresden.
We got ID scans for the whole
His fingers were bleeding.
It's an Earth-based biotech contractor with facilities throughout the system, including the one destroyed on Phoebe.
Oh, what's gonna happen here now? Okay.
This should be an interesting conversation.
I think he was trying to work something out on that table.
Yeah, he was clearly thinking about something.
What? I see the way y'all look at me. Huh? Like I don't
The
belong
basketball's painted like Earth.
Yeah.
No one's questioning your patriotism.
Simmer down there, cowpoke.
here. You know something? I earned my iron, Hilly. Your family just bought your way into the Corps.
That's enough.
Settle down. Go fetch.
She's been taking shots at him this whole time. She can't even take a one lick.
Have a seat.
The sound design tells us that she's the strongest.
Hollow cortisol. You're gonna have to answer for it. The genocide on Eros. Or you can work with us.
Are you taking up the project?
We need you to make a vaccine.
Why would I want to do that? I can't imagine what it must have been like watching your mother die. Type C Huntington's disease is just so ungodly cruel. She never complained. Is that why you went to work for Protogen? To find a cure? To keep others from going through what she went through? Because I can't imagine a more noble endeavor.
Mind games.
Yeah, skilled interrogator, I was gonna say.
You're free now to do the right thing. Dresden is gone. You don't have to answer to him anymore. If he were here, I'd thank him. He made me what I am today.
Something's weird with this guy.
Yeah, it's very off about him.
He doesn't seem evil. He just seems like his perception of what is going on is twisted.
He's insane
somehow.
or programmed in some way.
My last battle simulation. I use all the sensor data from the actual raid to correct flight parameters.
Okay, so we spent time at the end of last episode wondering how it was he won this fight. It seems like he's wondering the same thing and is like analyzing it to figure that out. Which is racquetball.
They're hitting it with their hands?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
racquetball with your hand.
Come on, we should hydrate with some beers.
best kind.
We make it here, but it come from there.
You think for music that's like 300 years from now, they'd imagine some stuff that sounds more alien to us. You know?
Yeah.
It's like this sounds just like music.
Yeah.
You're telling me that those sounds are coming off of arrows?
Hottest beats maker on Tycho.
Wait.
Mad OBA pirate too.
Yeah, it's the sounds of arrows.
But it come from arrows.
Turn it off. Those belters you're jamming to, they're dead or dying.
Or worse.
Not bad for a straight razor.
Figure out what's on arrows. They kill every last one of us to get it.
Us?
Belters. Those belters.
She's got random pictures of women up everywhere. Like, is that... It's just Diogo's taste, I
Yeah,
guess?
I guess so. Women. Just gotta make sure to get his old haircut, like, squared away.
Is that even doing anything? Alright, Julie Mao. Nice.
You think they let them through?
To what end? Why?
Yeah.
The neurons in his right temporal parietal junction have been impeded.
Faulty wiring?
But yeah, it seems like even Alex can't figure out how he won that battle.
So someone waves a magnet at the right side of my head, and suddenly I can watch 100,000 people die in agony and not give a shit.
I've checked the other prisoners. It's been done to all of them.
Is this real?
Is his condition reversible?
I'm afraid not.
Or does Amos have this same thing? Has this been done to Amos?
Are we gonna just keep eating shit from Earth, or are we gonna take them out and end this?
What does that have to do with one of my sergeants assaulting a private?
You can only get slapped around for so long before it boils out.
Is a military commander going to tolerate a question like that?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be like, 200 push-ups is the answer.
We're Marines!
And we serve where we are ordered to serve. Now you and your team will carry out your orders with pride and dedication, befitting soldiers of the Martian Republic. Are we clear, Guy?
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
I think she's going rogue.
Yeah. I think she's...
She doesn't seem to be happy that they're not at war with Earth right now.
No, she's cruising for a court-martial.
Is this what I hope it is?
A secure channel to Fred Johnson? Yes.
Give it to me, please.
Treason.
Please give it to me and go. There is no need for us to hang together.
Oh, I'm sure they'll hang us separately. Get a better view.
There are people in my government who are willing to take us to the brink of annihilation for reasons that I still cannot fathom. But like you, I want to stop this war.
So far into the future, wouldn't he just be like, it's a deep fake?
Yeah, right.
If you have any cards left in your hand, the time to play them is now.
So were you lying then, or are you lying now?
You spaced a Black Sky faction leader because they put a hit out on that woman. If they learn that you're helping her, the OPA will put a hit out on you.
Well, then I guess it's gonna have to be
Is this the girl that was just dancing with Naomi? No.
Blue-brown slime in the center of the bed, and it smeared down across the floor. She must have dragged herself like a dying animal.
Blue-brown. Metabolic excretions.
And she was sitting on the shower floor. Blue barnacles jutting out of her mouth, out of her body.
Are those barnacles?
Her hair going up.
They're crystals, right?
Yeah. Look like barnacle crystals.
The barnacles? An expression of pattern matching systems. And at the very center, a particle nothing leads to, like a seed crystal, that requires and provides a massive amount of energy.
That's why she smashed the lights and the screens. She was trying to take away his power source.
Did it work? What? Was it still moving? I know what it looks like. What was it doing? Wait. Don't go.
Oh, that really messed with that guy.
What was it doing?
This is a weird episode. This
Amos
is
is
weird.
Yeah.
Amos is a what?
He's a good negotiator as well.
Yeah. No.
Got inside that guy's mind.
He did indeed.
Made him.
Was he trying to do that, or was he really just trying to get info from the dude?
I think the way he described it would suggest that he was like, okay, this guy doesn't care about... He cares about this project, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to describe what I saw and see what he says.
Sure, yeah.
Started spilling gut immediately.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
He's gonna join the Mormons? Do it! Do it, Miller!
Have you ever talked to a pedophile? We try to ask them stuff,
And they're not gonna just talk about raping little kids, but if you show them pictures of kids, then they'll go on and on and on. I had a private chat with Cortazar, and Eros is his pedophilia.
You're talking about stopping it, taking it away.
Okay,
got, like, an
choose a new
obsession
metaphor,
station.
Amos.
I was there.
I mean, I think Amos was mistreated when he was a kid, and we've got some indications of that, but
What
still.
happened to them? Clearly, we used them.
You're obscuring your own point by using such a jarring metaphor.
Tell him about the reactor.
The power was shut down when we arrived. The proto-molecule was frozen around the reactor core. I was starving. Did you turn the power back on? Mm-hmm. Started moving, reaching out to me.
Okay, so it feeds on radiation?
We nuked the ship and everything on it.
Power sources.
Mm-hmm.
It learns, you know. It does something different every time. The more biomass you feed it, the faster it learns, the more it changes. So you fed it, Eros. We can only learn by letting it learn. Can it be controlled? That's what we were trying to do.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, right. Well, this dude doesn't care.
10 levels of environmental engineering, crew quarters, schools, wastewater treatment, machine shops, forges. And at the center, a piece of Earth curved back on itself. Our Eden.
I've never been to Earth.
Design it as awesome as you want to. It'll be hell in 30 years at the most, you know?
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
just,
The cylinder will be sealed, and after the initial acceleration, the body will begin to spin.
The visualization is just so perfect.
the first 4 or 5 years will probably be a lot like that, you know? It's like, but I think they might be underestimating the psychological effects of we have truly left the solar system.
What's the hold up? The engines burn like a dream.
It's a good setting for
The
Bioshock.
atmosphere systems have been in
Yeah.
since day one. This is our temple. You're welcome here. We can offer you salvation.
Oh, it sounds like just what I need.
When do they leave?
When do they leave?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When is it supposed to leave? How close to ready is it?
We're just waiting for Miller.
Data stream.
Static. Episode title.
Oh.
Pulses. Steady like a clock. No. Speeding up. No. Counting down.
Do you hear what he's describing?
No, but he does.
Something. Building what? We're going to find out.
I mean, it's probably better that we have this guy than Dresden, because Dresden was like a operator. You know, he knew what to do and he was very evil. This guy's not fully checked into reality.
This guy's been more helpful.
Avasarala cursing sounds so weird. Like, they have her curse so much and it's just never natural coming out of her mouth.
She seems so, like, kind of put together, generally speaking. Seems
Right.
weird that she did.
Well, yeah, just the way that she pronounces the word bullshit is weird too, and she's used it a few times, and it's, I don't know, her cursing is weird to me for some reason.
Uncharacteristic?
But she does it a lot though, so it is characteristic.
Yeah, I guess so.
25 people on that pod we lost. It's my job to protect them. You saved Amos, and we lost 25 people.
And other things people in the comments were saying about how he was able to win that battle is that in the simulations he was trying to protect both pods and fight the ship, and they stayed back long enough that they lost a pod, so it changed the calculus, you know.
Oh, interesting.
The Eros isn't over yet. I don't think we can save it. But I do know we need to do something. And I know I can't do it without you.
The power of love.
I think it's the power of extenuating circumstances at this point. People, I know you're like trying to make amends and everything, but I'm sorry is not a particularly difficult thing to just...
It is when you're a bunch of big tough Marines, you know,
so.
they communicate a little differently.
Here's a wrench.
Yeah.
Here's a tap on the shoulder.
I take it this means you know where you want to go?
Eros.
What?
Something real bad is going on down there.
Yeah, we know.
Wait.
Dresden was gonna get away with it. And I didn't kill him because he's crazy. I killed him because he was making sense.
Yeah.
Any idea how we can take out a whole asteroid?
Yeah. With that.
With the Mormon ship? What?
What?
You're gonna use the Naboo crashing into Eros? It's not the end. Oh, it's the end! No! Come on.
Wow. So Miller didn't want to become a Mormon at all.
No, he didn't. In retrospect, we should have known that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a way for the show to give us information about the Mormon ship. I never expected that he would actually convert. But yeah, I didn't realize that he was actually, like, looking for an angle.
You know, even I was thinking for a second, like, maybe he was like, maybe these people, you know, I just keep getting kicked off or, like, leaving I just keep messing up. Everything in my life sucks. I'm just, maybe I'll just go with these people.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. So maybe the answer to when is that Mormon ship leaving is never. If he's gonna commandeer it to... Oh, but that will be very bad for Fred Johnson and for just, like, the whole organization of Tycho Station, wouldn't it? Like, the Mormons would not be happy about that. The ship they've sunk so many resources into is wasted that way.
Yeah.
Presumably they have a lot of resources at their disposal. They're building this ship in the first place.
True that. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be particularly happy if this proto-molecule gets to just continue to propagate across the galaxy and kill everybody. It's probably not good.
Right, but they're in one of those weird situations where if they succeed in preventing this horribleness, how do you even make anyone understand what you prevented? You know? Like, the proto-molecule is so weird that taking the actions they need to take of destroying it and getting it out of existence will make it so that you can't even make anyone else understand it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't ever get credit for doing a good thing if you do this.
And you can't even save, like, a little bit of it to be like, hey, this is what we were preventing, because, like, if that little bit ever... Yeah, that's true. You really got to just wipe it completely off the face of the universe.
Right, and there is no glory in it at all.
No. Get a bunch of Mormons real mad at you.
Right.
Yeah, it's...
Which is not easy to do. No. Mormons are very good-natured people, generally.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like they would be like, we didn't like that you did that. and the other thing is that, like, of all the people to drag into this, the Mormons are the ones being like, whatever crap is going on here, we're going to a different place where none of this is going to be our problem anymore.
Yeah, but there's no way in hell that voyage goes well, you know? I'm sorry, it's the technology that they're showing us on this show is not sufficient to travel to another star. They have not accounted for human psychology, and, like, people are just not gonna do that.
You're right. Even the projections that they had of, like, the sort of utopia that they'd have at the end, it's like, yeah, that's not how that's gonna end up.
It will become a completely, it'll be like, I mean, you referenced Bioshock. It would be like Rapture before too long, you know? There's, like, the closed nature of the entire system is, I don't know. I'm not optimistic that would ever go well.
No. Anytime people try to make sort of an isolated utopia, it seems to degrade into madness.
I'll have my second mention of the movie Passengers on this show, so you should watch Passengers. Because they're, similar. Just a quick synopsis of that movie. There is a ship that's going to send a bunch of people to another star. It has all its passengers in hibernation with a computer running that's going to wake them up when they're like 6 months or 9 months out or something like that, and they get prepared or whatever, and then they land. A pod malfunctions, and a passenger wakes up with 90 years to go on the trip.
Oh my god.
And that is the start of that movie.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, so it's a good one. It wasn't that well received, but I do like it. So I'm going to recommend Passengers again. If anyone in the comments, let us know what you think of Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It's a good movie.
I like the guy that they Well, I don't like him as a person, but I like his character, the guy that they...
The new dude?
Yeah, the guy that they took.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, he's very scary. As somebody who appreciates true crime, I do understand Amos's, his comparison. I've heard that sort of description.
Yeah, I get
kind
it.
of a perverse obsession. Or
Sure. It makes sense.
Of a sickening gleefulness about it.
It was a good analogy. I could just... Jim's reaction to it, you could tell.
Yeah.
That, Jim is thrown by the question so much so that he can't even take in the point Amos was making with it.
I was thrown by the question. I was like, wait, well, where are you going with this? Then when you described it, I was like, I do kind of see where you're coming from. But you are right that it's kind of just like, dude, let's preface this a little
Exactly. Yeah. You need to be a little more gentle with something when you're using that analogy. But it was a good point of when you're trying to get information out of somebody about something that they know you think is a bad thing, they're not just going to tell you about it. You have to find a way in.
But obviously this dude is also just obsessed with it. So you just gotta tease him into it, try to figure out how you can get into his brain, because Amos did the perfect thing. He just started to kind of describe the thing and let the guy sort of imagine what it would be, and then he wanted more information from Amos by the end of it. That was the thing that cracked him.
Yeah.
It was him being like, tell me more, wait, come back. So yeah, I like that dynamic. I like the idea that he's just his empathy is completely wiped out. Again, something that comes up a lot in true crime stories.
Yeah.
And stuff about, truly psychopathic people who just have no interest in the well-being of anyone else, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird how many of them you'll find out have a head injury in their childhood, it literally is
Frontal
just
lobe injury.
a physical damage to the brain at some point that creates that, and it's alarming to think about.
There's a big spike of that in the 60s and 70s when there was still lead in the gasoline.
Doesn't Freakonomics made that point, right? About the correlation to murder rates and leaded gasoline and stuff. Yeah, it's weird. Kooky stuff.
But it is interesting to know that even the head doctor who they killed, can't remember his name now. It's Dresden, yeah. He knew that he would have to damage the brains of these people in order to get them to go along with it. And this guy seemed like a willing participant at this point, but only after his empathy centers were completely wiped out.
Maybe Dresden did it to himself too, Maybe he arrived at the understanding that these were going to be the steps that would be necessary to study this, and he was like, well, that's horrible, and then took out his own empathy center so that he would be willing to do those things, It's like...
Yeah, it could be. We might never find out one way or the other, but it's also just as much a possibility that, hey, sometimes, as we know, people are just like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's not as though it never happened.
He was like, how do I get other people to go along with it? Because I definitely want to make this the Ubermensch.
Yeah,
but I have to kill a bunch of people first, and I need a team.
It's true, yeah. It's like how cult leaders are, people with very twisted brain patterns, and they figure out how to get other people working off of their own twisted brain patterns, and so it could be that kind of a thing.
It's always all about his vision and how do I get these other people to see my vision, and he did.
He definitely did.
So now I'm not feeling so bad about last episode. I made a comment about not killing the unarmed people. In this case, I will make an exception because they all seem like they're very, very dangerous psychopathic.
Yeah, but they also were unarmed, and you could have subdued them all without killing them.
You maybe could have gotten a lot more information by keeping all of them.
Yeah.
So maybe I retract my statement.
Or also, just their lives wouldn't be over.
Yeah, right.
Death is so final.
Right. There's lots of other things you can do besides end a life.
Exactly. But, with someone like Dresden, the mastermind behind it all, that's a bit of a different situation. Yeah. I'm sure people in the comments are going to tell us that our morals about life and death and killing are incoherent. I bet they'll turn out to be that way. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. And, this is talking about a TV show.
Exactly.
In real life, things always play out differently or whatever, but...
It's one thing to just have a conversation while you're sitting here talking, but then when we document it all and people can, go back and look at the consistency of our moral judgments, they might see some holes. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Well, what do we think will happen next? They're going back to Eros.
Yeah.
People in the comments have said that Book 1 ends at episodes 4 and 5 of Season 2. So we are, coming to the culmination of the Book 1 story here.
Ooh.
So.
I'm really hoping that doesn't, because the the blue evilness, the proto-molecule, was introduced at the beginning of the first season or the beginning of this book, right?
Yeah.
I really hope it's not ended.
That they deal with it.
That they bookend it, you know, and then they start off on...
That was like the book one story, and they'll continue on with the same characters. And
just because I like this, and I feel like it's finally getting really juicy, and we're finally fully understanding what we're up against here. And
I think that we can expect to see it even more. You know, I don't think it's going to go away after, because people have been telling us to think in like Lovecraft terms with the proto-molecule, that it's supposed to be some sort of like a cosmic horror kind of thing, of like just demonstrating to us some scale of play at the universe that we're unaware of at this point or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
I'm not sure if I'm interpreting that correctly when they say Lovecraft or whatever, because I don't think I've ever actually read any of his work. I'm just
the idea
aware
of
of it.
an overwhelming horror that is all in the scale of which is so massive that
it shows humans that they're totally irrelevant.
Yep,
It's like something that's beyond us completely.
Ooh, I like that.
Right, so we'll have to watch forward and see. But thanks for joining us, everybody. Screaming Firehawks. It's great to see you all every week. It's really fun to watch with all you guys. Make sure to drop a like and a subscribe if you haven't done that yet. That helps us out, helps us grow the channel, get more people in here watching with us. So until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
This is Angus. And this is Ketchup Packets.